Hello and welcome back to my Final Fantasy XIV guide. I'm actually pretty happy that I am now able to do these videos more frequently. So this would be part number 4 where we are going from level 5 to level 10. We will do a bit for our Conjurer class quests and mostly be focusing on main story for this one. For the next video actually I'm gonna do some things different because we're gonna reach level 10 in this video. From the next point on we can actually change our job, so we will look into different things as well. But without any further ado, let's get started. So we ended up here with this main story quest that basically wants us to gear up further so we are strong enough to continue with our plot. So we are looking for quests which actually give us extra equipment because we don't want to buy it, we can just get it as quest rewards. And that's why we're gonna head back to Gridania with our return and see what we can find. And also we're gonna continue with our class quest, which I stated in the beginning, and as you can see we can get some decent rewards here. Also, just for further reference, I did it in the last video and I will do it in every video. I will put in which quests I have done for the video and which level they are. And I'm gonna, yeah, you will definitely see that under main story quest, under class quest or whatever, or side quest, just so that you know which quests I did on which level and also where they are to find. This one looks decent, we get some equipment, we take it, why the hell not. And also the second quest here, basically we just have to accept the quest to hand it in and it's extra gil and experience, so why not. Yeah, if we check here you can already see it's basically already finished. So when we're going back, there's actually a shortcut to the north shroud where we have to go from Gridania, so we just take this exit. Also we have to talk to an NPC here anyway. But it's a nice little shortcut to get out to North Shroud. So definitely make use of it. Yeah, so 2 quests we can hand in. Here's the first one. Basically just giving some items, and don't forget to pick your reward if there's something you want. If not, just take the gil. And yeah, the next quest yes is not that interesting, so I'm just gonna leave that behind. This NPC I think has no interesting quest either. Nah. And also this is something I will include here in the video, but probably not for future situations. This is how we do the hunting log. Basically you see the enemy that we have to kill, it has an icon next to its name, and you usually have to kill 3, sometimes I think it's 4. And once you have finished that, you will get some extra experience, and in this video I actually completed the first hunting log for white mages, just so you know. So that's some extra experience that we got here. This is something I would highly recommend because basically you can pick this up easy as you go, and at least for the beginning levels. If you don't want to do it once you reach level 15 I can understand it, but at least the first 2 hunting logs I think are very decent to do. And yeah, once you're finished you will see a screen message like here. There you go. Yeah, it's not that hard. And don't forget to talk to the people you have to talk to. Here actually they are talking about interacting with your environment. Basically what we have to do is to touch certain things to trigger certain things. So like here, if you see this purple aura, this usually means something is spawning from it. Like here, if we touch it you can see an enemy spawns, and to continue with the quest you have to kill it, but it's not that difficult. As a white mage we can use our dot, which is arrow, and we can use stone. If we get too much damage, or if we take too much damage actually, then we can just kill ourselves, but I think this is pretty easy to deal with. I will talk more about combat and healing once we enter our first dungeon, to briefly put it, and also I will then talk about all the abilities we have up to that point, just to be clear. I think it's better that way, because right now I think it doesn't matter as much. Anyway, here is a fate. This is the first fate we're taking. We're gonna do it alone. Other people can participate in it as well, and we get this awesome music for this one. I think I'm not gonna cut the music for this video, I think I'm just gonna leave the background music on for this one. And yeah, basically this is a boss fate. There are different fates. I prefer boss fates just for the music, because this is, even in up to Shadowbringers, this is my favorite track of the entire Final Fantasy XIV. Anyway, yeah, the violin is so intense in this one. Anyway, you can see how far we got with this fate. If we leave the fate and nobody is actively participating in this fate, it will reset. We have a timer, we have a level. If our level is too high, we can still participate, but we have to make sure that we click the button to lower our level. We can only be 5 levels higher of the basic of the fate, basically. But yeah, what we do, we just kill this boss. If we take too much damage, we heal, we just tank through the hits. If there was a tank or a DPS who dealt more damage than we do, then they would probably gain aggro of this monster and we could more freely attack. But as I said, I'm gonna talk about abilities and also about how aggro works once we are in party content, because right now we're mostly basically doing everything on our own. But I'm just gonna leave this a little long, because as you can see, there are fates that you can do by yourself, even boss fates. Not all of them. There will be some boss fates, definitely boss fates, which you cannot do by your own. But this one, pretty easy. If you're a TPS, you probably want to make sure that you use your potions, because without them this could be a little rough. You will be automatically healed over time anyway, but not really much. Probably not enough to sustain all the attacks. On the other hand, you probably have better physical defense as a physical fighter, so maybe you'll be able to do it. And see, at the end there's another Conjurer helping me, but yeah, they probably didn't get the full reward, because depending on how much you interact with it, you get a better reward, basically. More experience, more kill. And that's what we usually want. After that, we just don't forget to touch the Aetheryte in North Route, so we can warp back to this point later. Usually we're probably not gonna come here back too soon, and also we learn teleport, because now we can basically warp everywhere where we have been. But yeah, this is a little higher level, like 17 plus I think, so we're probably not coming back too soon. And of course we're going back to our favorite guild, which is the Conjurer Guild, to finish up with the quest. At least it's my personal favorite one, but hey. Yeah, just talking to our leader of the guild and make sure we take the reward that we want. Yeah, as you can see, you can always see how the stat gain is compared to the current thing that you are wearing, and the next one will be level 10, which we will be doing within this video. So better weapon also. Conjurer at the beginning in the Realm Reborn has some weapons which are short-handed, and then you can also wear shield, but this will change up to level 50 and going on, because then usually you just have two-handed white mage's staff, so don't get used to those split weapons. Only Paladin has that nowadays. Anyway, we can actually finish our quest, so we might as well do that. So don't forget to give the item, and then make sure you take the reward. Okay, there wasn't even a reward, never mind. New quest does not look that interesting, so we continue here. We have geared up efficiently, and we can continue with our main story quest. And no, I'm not gonna show you every step for every quest, because even there we will probably make bigger jumps. As I said, you will have the information in the video description of which quests we actually took on this video. This is our first instance, that's why the game wanted us to gear up. Instances basically have a level cap as well, like fates. So like here we cannot be too high of a level, and usually you have to fight certain enemies, usually bosses even, and if you win it, everything is fine. If you lose, you can just reset. But yeah, depending on the fate, there are some, or not fate, on the instance, there will be some things that are kind of tricky, but this one is actually very relevant for the story. I would highly recommend to watch through it, but this is something I'm not gonna do. I already did it. Okay, so basically we're meeting some NPCs here and we're fighting a pretty decent boss. Just make sure that you don't die, because if you die you will fail. Make sure you dot everything and just attack as much as you can. Make sure you don't die. This is probably the most important thing, don't die. The NPCs will heal you, but even if you're not a healer yourself, you will be healed, definitely. But make sure you don't die. Just make sure you don't die. And once it's finished, you get duty complete. If you see duty complete, everything is fine. We will see this a lot in the future, especially if we do instances or even content with other players. And we get another cutscene after, which I would recommend to watch, but I'm not doing it. Also on the way back, by handing in the quest, I saw another Fate running. I might as well participated in it as well, helping this other fella player. Just for the extra experience, basically. And also he had too much aggro on him, so this enemy would not target me anyway, so I could just stand still, spam stone, and be fine. I could also heal the other player here if I wanted to, but he was doing fine, so I didn't really focus on healing him. And don't forget to hand in your quest to continue with your main story quest line. More experience, very nice. New main story quest. Yeah, usually you can pick up the main story quest right where you stopped continuing with it, so that's pretty neat. Yeah, for this one we're just killing more enemies. That's why I'm gonna skip some events of different quests, because basically it keeps being repetitive. Right now it's gonna change in the future, and some quests, not even some, many quests are gonna be different, but in the beginning the game basically wants you to understand how things work, how to fight enemies, how to avoid enemies. Also, I didn't say that before, but you can see left on the name of the enemy there's an icon, like those are blue. This means they will not attack you on their own. There will be a red icon. That will mean if you get close to the enemy regardless of attacking it or not, they will go after you. So that is something you want to keep in mind also for the next video when we are talking about gathering classes, because for them it's also very important. Just as a heads up, I think I leveled my gathering class within 1 hour, 20 levels, which was pretty insane. But yeah, the experience, you're gonna get a lot of experience, and it's definitely worth it. But again, we will talk about that in the next video in more detail. And after finishing all of that, we can hand in the next quest. If there's nothing interesting for you, just take the gil, depending on your class really and on your equipment. Also, we learn repose. Repose is there to put enemies to sleep. This can be useful, like if you just want to pass through and you just want to, you don't want to fight, you just put something to sleep, or if you want to gather something. They will wake up if you attack them. But if you dot them first, so give them a damage over time and then put them to sleep, they will still take damage, so that is pretty neat. But in co-op content, this is usually something you don't use. It's more for single play. And again, just killing enemies, killing mobs, getting drops, finishing the main story quest. And for this one we're actually gonna get some decent lag here, so definitely like that. Yeah, just continue. Make sure you always check the map where you have to go and hand in the quests which are finished. Yeah, I killed everything on my way, don't worry. Yeah, I want a leg upgrade, so this is even better equipment. Also, we haven't got any waste gear at this point. We will get some eventually, so don't worry, we will definitely get it. Yeah, also for decoration and no, that we go up to that later. So anyway, next main story quest, always accept them. Check if the NPCs close by have any decent quests you want to do. Also check the level of the quests. I took this one because why the hell not? We again have to interact with our environment, and it's purple, so this means something will usually trigger that we have to kill. Not that difficult. After doing it 3 times, we finished this task, so that's another thing we can hand in. Also main story quest, I want us to kill some baby hogs or whatever those were. Not that difficult, just make sure that you go out of the area of effect, which is the AoE they are trying to attack us with, the orange one. That is something you don't want to stand in when it's over, because as long as you don't stand in when it disappears, you won't get hit. If you stand in it while it's disappearing, you will be hit. But yeah, we talk more about that in a later video, definitely. And in the quests, take the reward you need. Also, you can press square and then item comparison. You can compare it with the gear that you are certainly wearing. If it's not better, I don't take it. Yeah, also there's a point where you can just automatically equip everything, which is the best you have for the class you're playing, but anyway, accept quests, finish quests, that's how we go. If there's nothing interesting, take cash. Also, we reached level 10 at this point, so we got a Suna. Is it? Not a Suna. We got Medica. Medica is an AoE heal which heals more party members in your group. This is pretty decent. Also, Asuna as a role ability can cure status effects. We will definitely make use of it. And to finish this video, we will take up the level 10 class quest for Conjurers. That's where we have to head, so let's go to East Shroud. It's not that far, basically, as you can see, we're just gonna warp over here. Yeah, it cost us a little gil also, since I've been playing for a longer time and I got a reward for playing so long. I got some tickets that I can use to warp basically for free. You can always decide to use it or not, it's up to you. I would use it when the price is high or if I don't have any gil, but any gil that probably only happens in the beginning of the game. The further you go, you will end up with more gil. Also, we will be talking about how to make money, at least I try to explain how to make money on low level. I don't know if it will work, because depending on the environment of the different servers, but we will see. We will find a way at least. And yeah, might as well take this quest because I think it's about housing, but any quest with a plus should be interesting to you. And for the class quest, we're ending up in another instance, which means no other players, actually that's something I forgot to say, with instances, no other player can participate in it, with those single player instances at least. There will be instances for 4 or 8 people as well, but for the one player thing, you cannot be in a group or something. You have to be in here by your own. Make sure you don't die. Kill that thing, and there you go. And then basically we just wrap it up by handing in the quest, and there we go. So those were level 5 to 10. We will continue, as I said, not with the main story quest or with our Conjurer in the next video, because we will be taking care of Gathering, of Botanist, and after that I will probably also do crafting to show the beginnings of crafting, and we will try to keep them up as good as I can and see how much gil we can actually make from it. But after that, so I think after the next 2 videos we will be back in the main story quest. Thank you so much for watching. I will try to keep this rhythm for my uploads for Final Fantasy XIV constant, which means hopefully within 1 week you should be able to see the next video. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.